Alright, hello everybody, welcome back to Explain 12. We're over the ocean. We're near Ireland. We're gonna make landfall over France soon as we make our way into Paris. For whatever reason, Paris control is on. Hopefully they log off. Yeah, we actually fell behind the real flight during this whole spiel. Hello, Rashad. We fell behind the real flight mostly because I put in such a low cost index to sleep a little bit more, but actually the cost index ended up being too low. I could have done quite a bit of a higher cost index. Yeah, we're here at 41,000 feet now. When we left off, we were, of course, at 35,000. We have, what, an hour and 15 left, according to the almighty computer. I mean, it's showing that we got 533 miles to go, and there's 540 of ground speed, so we shall see. I'm doing pretty decent. How are you? Rashad, if you watch the previous stream, you'll see that I took off last night. And that this is just the continuation of that. Do I know Raza? Last time who subscribed? That was you on your sister's YouTube account. Okay, I see. I'll call you Raza then. Where the hell is this guy's airspace? It seems rather strange. Well, I don't know. I'll just contact him when he sends me a contact me. feel like we're gonna be friends. Maybe. So we're 10.5 hours in. We got an hour and 10 minutes to go, supposedly. And then we'll be in Paris. Terminal 2 Echo. You got a day off from your ground crew? That's nice. Oh yeah, 2 Echoes, that horrid terminal that has like 3 different separate concourses. We're still cruising here at 41,000, although top of descent's not too far away. It's on, well, say that it's 300 miles away still. is BA1 flying out of Gatwick? Like, I don't understand. Your first flight was on a BA flight in 91 when you were 3 to go to Saudi Arabia. Because you're a Muslim, so that was your first flight. What was mine? It was when I was 3 months old. It was on a... I don't actually know, but my second flight was on a DC-10. From Memphis to Amsterdam, apparently. Which was, of course, 5 minutes after my first one. You've never seen a DC-10 in real life? DC-10's a DC-10. There's not much special. There's 3 engines. That's all that's special. The weather is pretty awful in Paris. Your 2-month-old son is the most precious, adorable child. I love seeing you in the world. You've even said that to your 2 daughters and your 1 son, but he's more adorable. Fair enough. You do have a job tomorrow from 3 a.m. to 7 p.m., so you're thinking of getting 2 coffees and start chugging tomorrow. I'm surprised that they even let you work for that long. It doesn't make sense. That's a 16-hour shift. That's ridiculously long. So I don't understand. 7 p.m. to 3 a.m. would be more acceptable, because that's 8 hours. What are these morons talking about on the frequency? I don't know. Stupid. You know, thinking of quitting next year. Well, it just seems strange that the UK would even allow someone to be shifted for that long. Yeah, but a 30-minute break for 3 hours isn't very much. Or a 30-minute break every 3 hours, yeah, that isn't very much. Yeah, fair enough. Alright, we're passing just past Cornwall right now. There you can see it. I have my True Earth over there as well. So it looks good. You can't see anything from here. No, I'm not starting my descent. I should say. I don't know what you should work as. I have no idea what you're interested in, other than aviation, so I don't know. Alright, 330 miles to go. It is saying that that will somehow take 50 minutes, 50, even though it shouldn't really. What is it doing? You think being a YouTuber and doing plane spotting will make you money? Good luck with that. That might be tricky. 128. What is it? 275. Well, I'm just being realistic. Like, you have to gather a following before you go work as it work full time as a plane spotter. Oh, thank God Nat came on now and not when I was there. Max is 43, which is interesting, to say the least. I mean, It's very rare that I've seen a 777 at 43,000. Which Southwest stream and why did you watch it all? There's no point in watching a stream back, like all of it. Nothing happens for 90% of it. You can just watch the takeoff and the landing, and then you don't have to waste your time with the rest of it. So you only ended up watching 30% of it. But like I said, there's no point in watching the middle. If you just watch the takeoff and the landing, that's enough to see what happened. Nothing happens in the middle of the stream. Yeah, there's a lot of departures out of Paris. Oh, hell yeah, someone named Conrad Glass is taking off. That's funny. Hey, at least it was still good. I don't know about that. But whatever. Thanks for the support. I'll set the auto brake to 4. The runways in Paris aren't as long as one would expect, the outer runways that we land on. I mean, it's 8,800 feet. Okay, that's of course long enough, but it's not 10,000 feet or something. It's on 264. Decision height 0. It has to be, yeah. I don't know why it keeps doing this whole climbing then descending thing. Like, it's getting a bit annoying. Well, that's where they are. These two. Somewhere down there. Oh no, is this Guernsey? Oh, this is Guernsey. Oh, no, they're over there then. It's below the cloud, or behind the cloud. Oh no, it's right there. That's where Jersey is. To do something. We'll be back in 10 minutes, okay. Alright, now we're only about 30 minutes, 35 minutes away from landing. We're gonna begin our descent here in about 5 minutes. Not even, I'm gonna begin my descent sooner. Okay, he logged off, which is the best news I've seen in a very long time. I was confused a little bit by his boundary size because it was showing different things on different apps. So now I can begin my descent at the top of descent. So they were going to start a little bit before so that I would be descending when I contacted him. reset MCP altitude. That's too much. 10,000 we'll put it to. Alright, welcome back. Yeah, 10,000 is fine. What we'll do is we'll start it now. Gently first, and then we'll let it catch up, and then we'll go by VNAV. No, nothing happened. Well, I guess we started our descent, so... But we started that just as you came back. Okay, maybe not quite that steep. Oh, it actually wants me to descend that steep. No, we're descending. That's too much. That's enough. No, still. Really doesn't like slowing down. Shut up. Now we're about to be pretty close to the outer reaches of Paris. Yeah, this is the fucking thing here. This is why I need the speed brake. Charles de Gaulle. Charles de Gaulle. That's where we're going. Oh my god. Yeah, it is. Flaps 30, 130. Seems a bit slow for 777. No, we're not in Paris yet, but I mean, Paris is not far away. $11,300 knots, and we'll maintain that for a while. No, I can't do an Emirates A380 from Manchester to Dubai. I don't have an A380. And if I did, I'd rather... Well, actually, maybe Manchester or Gatwick or Birmingham. Let's see. But no, I don't have an A380. I'm sure Tollers will make an A380 at some point now. It seems like something to do because they're running out of other planes to do. I mean, right now they can do an A330CO and an A340 that's not the 600. They're, of course, making the A350 with flight factor. Yeah, once they make the A350 for flight factor, I don't know what else they're going to make. Well, yeah, Flight Factor and Tollus will make the A350 900 first, and then I'm sure they'll make an A350 1000. Flight Factor especially is very keen on making all the variants for their planes, so. But I don't know when that'll come out. I assume it'll probably come next year, but probably toward the end of next year, or maybe the beginning of 27. I'll turn these guys on. We're gonna be passing Paris very shortly. No, it wasn't because of the crash, it was because of fuel prices and stupid people. But it had very little to do with the crash, actually. The crash they just used as an excuse, I think, to justify. It wasn't to do with that. That's so much. Let us, because this is ridiculous, let us just descend straight down to 11,000. Damn. Airport should be off to the right. Yeah, it's right there. No, 1,100 feet.
Listening.
Get ready, we landing soon.
Of course.
I don't know what that means either. I don't like this turn. I'm gonna go a little bit further and then come around. I think that turn's just a little bit too sharp. for a 777. Oh yeah, I forgot that this thing doesn't sink the barrows. Flips one. Spoilers armed. I think the real flight will... No, he'll probably land just before me. But it will be quite close. He's 19 nautical miles, I'm 23, so he's going to land a minute or two before me. He's going to have a shorter taxi, too. No, the weather... Yeah, it's alright, actually, now. It was pretty bad earlier, but now it's alright. Yes, Flight Surgeon, it is an ass route. It was ridiculous is that they have this over once daily during the peak season. And like even now it's still over once. I think now it's 8 week. No, I think it dropped from it was 9 or 10 weekly down to once daily. But 10 weekly on this is crazy. I don't know who else going to Lima from Paris. Or Europe in general, that they can't use Iberia or Air Europa. Yes, Amsterdam to Quito to Guayaquil is crazy. Guayaquil. Guayaquil, as they say. I slowed down a bit too much, I think. Come on, start your damn turn. The runway's right there. There we go. Localizer. No, don't turn left. Just keep turning. You'll capture it. Approach. Flaps 5. Dougal traffic Air France 501 15 mile approach runway 27 right Dougal traffic. Oh yeah, the clocks did go back. Yeah, Aditya and I were discussing this with a 7-hour time difference, but then I remembered at some point that the damn clocks are going back, so. Forgot how much this damn plane hates lowering the speed, so I gotta lower the landing gear to get it to decrease the speed. Yeah, we went back a week ago. It was 7 hours of time difference there for a little bit. Yeah, it's 2 p.m. Flaps 15. I might have been a little bit early on the gear after all. We were still 10 miles out. It looks like we're closer though, like, I'll be honest. It might be just how massive the airport is. And the fact that these runways are so much closer. Yes. Yeah. I do remember the graphic. That was a funny thing. Oh, we're at flaps 20 now. Flips 25. He works at Manchester. Yeah. Alright, let me pay attention to the aircraft now. Alright, flaps 30. Gotta make sure to give a little bit of power into our massive engines. Flight surgeon, can you check the gate? It's flight 501. They haven't gotten to the gate yet, but see if it's available somewhere. All right, thank you.
300.
A little bit high. Frames are dying.
20. 10.
Okay, that was a bit hard. That's okay, we'll take it. The view's a bit off. Yeah, there we go. Also, the frames are completely dead. Now it figured itself out. It isn't as hard as you think it is. Like, it looks harder than what it is. X-Plane always does that. You know, we gotta wake up the passengers as well. Okay, hold on. Hour and 33. Damn it! Okay, it was 11 hours and 33 minutes. It just says 2 east though? Okay, I'll just watch where the real plane goes. Okay, the frames just died. What's wrong here that the frames died? It's the stupid TIE model scenery. And the other thing is the X-Plane, when I was on the ground in Lima, it decided to change all my graphics, so now my graphics aren't optimized. Dougal traffic, Air France 501, crossing runway 27 left.
Approaching 9. Right.
Yes, flight surgeon, but you were gonna buy it anyway, but TIE Models made you buy it sooner. But for whatever reason, I think it has more to do with the stupid X-Plane just changing. They changed all of my graphics settings, so now I have to revert to. Damn, I have to revert to what they were. I have to figure out what they were before. Flight surgeon, can you see on the CDG airport website? CDG airport website. No, flight surgeon, we met in 2020, and then we met in 2022 again. We met in it was March the March the 7th of 2020. Actually, no, we'll maintain higher speed. We'll just keep going until the end, and then we'll take the inner taxi. What? Okay, I have to figure something out. Okay, AF501. If we can't figure out a gate for these guys, I'll just go to any gate. CDG airport. Aéroport de Paris-Charles de Gaulle. Flights arrivals. Arriving from Lima. 0 result. AF501 from Lima. I don't know how Lima didn't have a result then. Terminal 2E Belt 43. That's nice. Alright, bye Rashad. Have fun. Foxtrot. This is another way I can see what gate they're using. I can try. Why are the frames so bad? It has to be this, yeah, I'll change the settings up. They're going to continue later. AF501 is departing from Terminal 2E. Stupid thing. Flights, departures. Departing to, no, AF804 to continue. Terminal 2E. Okay, I tried. I really did try. Okay, okay. It's remember this. It's Echo 1-4. Okay, Echo 1-4. As the frames are literally 0. So since it was Echo 1-4, I should have taxied the other way around, but I thought there was going to be one of those. Okay. No, wait, no, I can turn right here and then I'll make it. No, I won't get the same. Why are the frames so bad? It's the CPU that's bottlenecking, as it usually does. Or, I mean, with my system, it's the CPU that will bottleneck first. But this is all X-Plane's fault because it changed all my graphic settings, and then I don't remember them off the top of my head, so I'll just change them after the stream. It's okay because I'm already on the ground. I don't have the Sam Follow Me car either. Oh my god. What is this taxiway? There's no way that it's this narrow, and is it? There's this big ass tower right next to me. Okay, this is the video I have to watch to get my settings. Damn it, I'll just type it in the chat. What did I say? Echo 1-4, right? I despise this airport as well. It's run by the French. And Mr. Morgan. Oh yeah, what is that thing that I use for the... The fuck? That's strange. Why are you trying to boot me off Xpilot? Xpilot has this thing where it won't boot you off if you're on the ground. That's strange. It should know not to boot you off when you're on the ground because it doesn't matter anymore. You know how they say that like O'Hare and Atlanta and DFW have long taxis? Yeah, and Amsterdam. I don't know why they don't mention this because this is atrocious. No wonder they landed on 2-6 left in real life. I was like, what are they doing? Yeah, Atlanta is so well designed that you're not gonna have crazy long taxi times there. Really? 10 minutes? The fuck is this shit? This is the worst taxi. This is like that Kennedy carousel thing that I always talk about. Yeah, the taxiways that go around the runways help, but those are pretty new, so. DFW has long taxis if you're unlucky. Because in Atlanta, at least you have those the taxiways go through the concourses. Yes, the worst is O'Hare, and the second worst is probably Kennedy. But Kennedy, it's not. It's a space issue where you just stack planes upon planes everywhere. And Newark is another bad one. And I mean, SFO is also pretty bad. And just any airport that's a major hub. Yes, Kennedy is that. Oh, we're actually almost at the gate. What time did I touch down? I think it was 3 minutes past 12 or 4 minutes. So yeah, we've been taxiing for only 10 minutes now. It feels longer than what it is actually. What I like about the 777 is that it goes. I'm at idle power and it's just increasing speed because it's so light now. Obviously, after burning off 80 tons of fuel over the last 11 and a half hours. It's been almost 12 hours since I pushed. Actually, no, it has been 12 hours since I pushed out of Lima. Yes, they did finish. Very good afternoon. Who's he talking to? Okay, now I've got to aim it and get it right. Do I have this? No, of course I don't. This is a pretty short gate. I'm surprised that they get 777s in here. But that's why it's at an angle, actually. That makes sense. Actually, no, I did get it pretty well in, after all. I turned in. Oh, no, hold on. Okay. What the hell is a 730? No, that's a bit too much. Now I've got to slow down. I forgot to start the APU and all that. I had the entire taxi to do that. No, I didn't have any ATC.
Good day, ready over here.
Ground, we need some equipment connected.
Make your choice.
Shots.
On it.
I'll disconnect from the network. There's no reason for me to be on anymore. I'll get rid of the thingy, Bob. Those things. And then I will complete the flight on Sim Toolkit Pro. What is that? This is such a horrible like, who? There's some moron at Time Models who does all this stuff, and he's like, "Oh, that looks good to me. My name is John Jacob Dick." Oh no. No, that's the wrong button. Yes, his name is John Jacob Dick, and he's my worst enemy. $17 was the wrong direction. Damn it. Okay. 15. No, Mr. Dick. I want you to force connect to aircraft for testing. Okay. 3.9. Oh no, that's the wrong direction. Okay, so 3.2. Okay, so 15 point whatever was too much. So 15.6. That's good enough. No, we can do 15.7. Yeah, 15.7 is good enough. Save jetway. We're not gonna force. Shut up. Alright. You see, after all the issues with Mr. Dick, John Jacob Dick, we we got that sorted out.
Yes.
Yes, that's his name.
We need that door open.
Yes.
No, not LATAM. I want them to be Air France. We're literally Air France in pairs. Yes. You see, now we look good here. Like, look at this. Why didn't the morons put the cones? I wanted the cones to be placed. All right. You have to call the ground crew.
Listening.
No, but I don't want them to remove equipment. I don't need them. We weirding here. That's how I feel. If I will get the cones through there. They're not as good as Flight Factor's own cones though, but they didn't even appear, so it doesn't matter. Oh no, they did appear. They just look really gay because they're like not in the right position. I'm not gonna be bothered by that little sliver of door that comes out. You know, we were talking to Dylan. He came on a couple of times actually. This is the Time Models. Where am I, Paris? By the way, because before I used that freeware one, which is pretty good, but the freeware one is so out of date now that I was like, well, damn it, this one's out of date too, because this terminal thingy is open over here. Oh, whatever. It doesn't matter that much. I'm not gonna use that term. Whenever I fly to Paris, I fly Air France anyway, because I'm not gonna fly any other airline into here unless I have to, unless there's like a really good route. But Air France does so many ridiculous routes that it always ends up being these guys. And then I'm like, I don't want to fly someone else because I've just flown from Paris with Monsieur Air France. All right, that's enough screenshots. I just remembered that the Flight Factor doesn't like doing replays. I got all the way to the gate, and I was like, we'll do the replays next. And then Flight Factor doesn't. Actually, it will do the replays, so it's fine. Alright, that was a decent flight. We'll close the doors now.
We need the door closed.
Okay.
I don't care about unloading the plane. That's too much to ask for. No, not the purser. I want the ground crew.
I am here.
Clear all personnel, please.
All clear. No one is in your way. Listening?
Let me know when we can start the engines, please.
I'm not starting the engines. I'm just doing the replay.
Thank you very much.
Alright, so we disconnected that. Unload the flight. The landing could have been better, as I said. But it was a bit hard, but not like crazy hard. Oh yeah, this thing doesn't really show how it actually was. I flared a little bit late because I was too focused on the damn frames dying to actually realize what was going on. Actually, yeah, it wasn't too bad. It was a little bit hard, and then the nose stayed up for longer than I anticipated, and then yeah, that's a bit strange how the nose behaves on the Flight Factor. I don't know if it's like that. I'm sure it is like that in real life, but it just feels a bit weird compared to other planes where it comes down almost automatically. Was it? It wasn't that close to a tail strike. Okay, it was somewhat close. But I think it seems closer than what it is because of the fact that nothing is happening on the replay. Like, there's no... You just get the plane, but, like, you don't see the flaps or the spoilers or the reverse, or the engines aren't turning, the gear doesn't tilt. But yeah, I should have flared a little bit earlier, but yeah, the frames were dying, so I was too focused on that. What is that? The best part is that he's a junior, so there's two John Jacob Dicks. I like how you look that up. Like, is there someone named John Jacob Dick in the world? Oh man. Was that lightning? I mean, yes, John Jacob Dick is a name that could exist, but I didn't actually expect there to be. But I mean, yeah, it's some old guy. Like, it's not gonna be no one new is gonna, like, no one's gonna name their kid that nowadays, or even in the last like 20 years. No one would name their kid that. I mean, to be fair though, if your last name is Dick, then it doesn't matter what name you give your kid. It's gonna be bad for that kid. I feel bad. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope to see you guys in the next one. I might stream later today, but I probably won't. I'll see how I feel. I might do a short flight. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time, and goodbye.